My question today in this video is, do the Amish celebrate birthdays? Now, my first assumption to the answer to that would be no, they don't, because they are very much against doing anything that is pretentious or puts themselves above others. That's why they dress the same. They're very plain. They don't wear makeup. The girls don't cut their hair. Everything is very similar to each other. Nobody stands out from another. So that was my assumption going into this. And what inspired me to even ask this question? Last week we had a wonderful celebration of my mother's 90th birthday. She has been living with us for about a year and a half, and she takes turns going to my siblings' houses and we'll do little vacations. But this past week we all got together from 4 different states, and all the kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. There was 50 of us there, and that wasn't even everybody. And we went to a campground that had cabins, so it was kind of like a bougie campground. But we all got together for like 5 days and we celebrated, and then we had a great big party. And I will say that when my mother sat there and everybody sang to her, she was humbled, severely humbled. Like everybody had tears in their eyes, because even as I was planning this a year ago, she was like, well, why would people want to do this? You know, she wasn't like, she's not one to like to be the center of attention. So I did notice it didn't make her prideful. It didn't make her like act like she was like, I'm the queen, everybody pay attention to me. It was more a very humbling experience. I've got video I'm showing you as I'm talking, because I just want you to see how everybody came together. Now you got to realize this family, we all live in different states, and a lot of, you know, when you start getting into great grandkids and things, it's hard to get together. Everybody's living their own life. And it's been about 10 years since everybody's been together like this. In fact, it was right before my oldest brother passed away. And so this was pretty special for everyone, especially from his family, to come out and see mom and all the cousins and second cousins and things like that. So back to my question. Well, I did do a little bit of research online about other religions. Do they practice birthdays? Do they celebrate? Because I know some religions might not, because that makes sense, you know? You don't want to be prideful. As I was waiting to have my conversation with a neighbor, and I did find out that the Jehovah's Witness religion, they do not celebrate birthdays and they don't celebrate holidays. And the reason is they don't want to put themselves before Christ. Christ is the only one that they want to celebrate and uplift. And by celebrating these other holidays and birthdays, they feel like they're uplifting somebody else ahead of Christ. Now, that is not biblical, but it's also not wrong. There is a verse in the Bible says that if your brother does something that you might not agree with, it might not be biblical, but it does make their faith stronger, then we should honor it. Just like the Catholic religion, they won't eat meat on Fridays during Lent, and some people don't practice that. But it's okay, because that helps their faith become stronger. So I never criticize, and I don't want that to come across that way. That's why I brought that up. So again, absolutely, I felt like the Amish do not. And when I went and visited my neighbor, I found out that they do. They celebrate life, and they don't see celebrating somebody's life as putting them before Christ, and they don't see it as a prideful experience. It's just more of a humbling experience. And I have to agree with that, because my mother was very humbled. I saw that firsthand. And they do give cards, they give gifts, they have food, and they celebrate. A lot of the celebration is within family, because they do have large families, maybe part of their community, but it's not like we do, where we have just children come to a little birthday party and, you know, we do the bouncy house and stuff like that. That they don't do in general. The minute I say somebody doesn't do something, there'll be a sect out there that does. I mean, you got to remember, they're all different too, but in general, that is how they celebrate. So it's with family, food, they do have gifts, they have cake, they have a celebration with their family. So that was neat to hear. I am glad, because it is a celebration of life, and to honor somebody, in my opinion, I think it humbles them. I think you're showing them that you love them and you care about them, and that's a great way to show it. So I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.